Hey Internet, today we're going to be talking about Multiversity number 2. Now, I loved Multiversity number 1. I thought it was such an interesting type of thing. You know, you had these new anti-death based heroes. They had the anti-death equation, which puts a whole new axis on the life equation, anti-life equation. You had new hero who was made of ink, apparently. You had all these different multiverses coming together and forming an intermultiversal Justice League. You had Thor type character representing the Marvel Universe. You had a Savage Dragon type character representing Image Comics. It was really fun. It was really interesting. They had all these different things. They had Lady Quark, and they had an atomic Batman. They had a black Superman from an all black Justice League. They had Chibis. They had a apparently Hanna-Barbera or maybe Looney Tunes type character. It it really just ruined itself at the end for me. I was not happy at all with what went on. They revealed that the Gentry, or actually the Gentry, it's not just a name, that the Gentry are kind of low-level nobles in English tradition and refers to kind of middle class. And so what they're doing is they're doing gentrification. So they're taking over these multiverses and they're reshaping them in their own image. But this is what happens in urban settings where they push out poor people by increasing the rent by building newer, better buildings. It's becoming a wealthier area. And it's like, oh my god. You had this incredible cosmic setup, the, a chance to rewrite the metaphysics of the DC universe. Apparently these guys come from outside the source wall. I mean, that's new. That's an incredible addendum to how DC works. There was this huge map of the multiverse that Grant Morrison put together. There was all this stuff, and it turns out these guys are an allegory for your landlord. And the final thing they reveal is that the main bad guy, who all these gentry work for, is called the Open Hand, as in the open hand of your landlord saying, "Pay me." And Nick Zuatun, the last Monitor super judge, he asks for $800 so he can pay rent at the end of the series. It's so stupid. It's like, I get people have issues with their landlords. It can be difficult to live in wealthy areas, but this is just nuts. This is just so damn goofy. It falls flat on its face. They introduced that, the superhero that has all this ink and can break the fourth wall in the first issue. They don't address him in the second issue. They don't. They never set up some of the more obvious, interesting fights like Nazi Superman versus Red Sun Superman. I mean that would be pretty awesome. They never. One thing they could have done that would have been very interesting is bring back some of the Hanna-Barbera superheroes like Space Ghost, Birdman, Blue Falcon, uh, Galactic Trio. These superheroes who are not part of the DC universe but Warner Brothers owns. That could have been one of the universes. That would be a very interesting way of testing the waters and maybe introducing some of those space-based characters as Green Lantern supporting characters. That could have been a really kind of cool way. They had an Alex Ross Space Ghost series, 5 issues. Of course, it's Alex Ross, so it's beautifully done. And this would be an interesting way to actually introduce those guys, is have their universe being destroyed, and then they're all in the Ori of Worlds with the rest of these superheroes. They had, Sea Queen, a female version of Aquaman, just falls so flat. I mean, this The Hope Open Hand guy. He's more powerful than Pyrrhex, Trigon, Darkseid, Anti-Monitor. He's the new big bad of the DC universe, and he's just like a landlord who's kind of annoying. You know, the Gentry had like 5 different types of Gentry, who are now revealed to not be unique creatures, but minions. Each one represents a archetype of villains. So you had the egg one that's an egghead super genius with all kinds of crazy telepathy. You had Hell Machine, who's some kind of kaiju. You had uh, Dame Merciless, who was the femme fatale archetype. You had a zombie archetype one. And how you could just go on and on with that. I mean, that's really cool. And these are supposed to be some kind of evil anti angels. And then they just turn it around and make it a rent metaphor. Uh, I don't know how this got up the chain. Are they trying to throw Grant Morrison a bone so he stays with them? You know, they were afraid to say no to him or something. This is so subpar. All right, that's all I'm going to say about this one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other projects. Thank you.